Hey team, how's it going? Corey Reese here and welcome back to the video. As you know, in every video I do, guys, I like to get straight to the point, so let's get into it. So today I have another set of HDMI wireless transmitters, okay? So the last video, guys, I gave you a nice budget-friendly, I think it was only $100 or so. This is still kind of in the mid-range, lower budget transmitter, guys, but the functionality that you get, you're able to not sacrifice functionality for the cost, and you're not actually breaking your bank, okay? So the set that we have today, guys, is the CineView Quad by Accsoon, and they did send me this set of transmitter, guys, the transmitter and receiver. They did not tell me what to say, guys. They just wanted a review and wanted my opinion. So I said, absolutely, I'll do that. So this set is pretty cool, guys. I'm actually using it right now. I have it connected to my TV. So I'll just show you the transmitter and the receiver kind of look similar. The only way that you would know the difference is one of them has T, which is stands for transmitter, and the other one has an R that stands for receiver, okay? So the receiver is where you would connect that to whatever device you want to output the video feed, okay? So the setup is pretty simple. On this one side, guys, it has where you can actually set up and change different groups. If you have multiple devices, you can also power it. It has a DC port that you can actually power it. Right now, this is being powered by just a simple Sony battery, guys. That's pretty cool for me. Okay, and then in terms of depending on what connection your camera has, I have a R5 as well as a R5C, and those cameras have just a singular HDMI, so you can actually use HDMI or you can use SDI if your camera has SDI. Okay, on the front of the device, you see this middle button here. It's really pretty simple. It's basically you can kind of toggle through. It does have a way for you to see the transmission quality. So right now I have it set to HD. You can switch this from HD, normal, as well as speed. So they recommend that you should connect this and use speed if you are going to try to do a live stream from this device, because I wasn't able to get it to work, guys, but okay. Got my business partner call and messing up the video, guys. 2 seconds. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, so basically, yeah, if you press that button, you can kind of change between HD, normal, and then of course speed. And like I said, they recommend speed if you are going to do a live stream. And as you can see, it has channels. So if it wants to reset it. So it's pretty simple in terms of what they have in the menu, guys. So it's pretty straightforward. The good thing about this is as soon as you turn both the receiver and the transmitter on, they automatically auto group, so they connect to each other. Like I said, if you have multiple devices set up, you would need to go ahead and switch to the different groups. Or if you were getting some channel discrepancies or some issues, you can also change that to see if one channel is better than the other one. It also has a thread at the bottom. Let me come back in here, guys, so you can kind of see that, a quarter thread there. The only thing is that I noticed is that when I'm using, so for example, if I wanted this to be facing me this way, as you can see, the HDMI is on the opposite side. So in order for, just make sure you have a long enough HDMI cord to be able to reach your camera, because if you have it facing this way, obviously it's on the same side as where the connection is on the camera. But if you want it to be facing you, like I think you would, then you would make sure you have your cable long enough to connect to this device as well as go into the camera. This item here, they give you two that can kind of connect right into your cold shoe of the actual device to be able to connect it on top of your camera there, okay? As far as transmission, this particular set of wireless transmitter does transmit on 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. So it's able to combine or switch between the two in order to give you the best stability or the best connection, depending on kind of where you are, which is a cool thing. In terms of distance, I'm gonna cut to my studio here in a second and kind of show you how I would use it. I'm not gonna go walk 50, you know what I'm saying, 500 steps away from the camera, just because I would never use the camera like that. So I'm not gonna bore you with that. But I do have two studio spaces where one is in the front of the building and one is in the back of the building. So I wanted to kind of see how that will work out. So I'll cut to that clip here in a second and kind of show you how that test turned out, okay? Another cool thing about this particular device, so even if you do not have, let's just say you don't have an extra monitor, you don't have an extra TV, you don't have any way, you have these transmitters, but you want to be able to still see a feed. So this company set up an app so you can actually monitor the signal from up to four different devices, okay? So whether you have an Android like me, guys, or if you have an Apple phone or iPad or something like that. I did see that they have functionality or the compatibility for Apple with like an M1 or whatever chip to be compatible. I guess you can download the app some kind of way if you have an Apple computer, which I hope they bring that to Windows, because I would love to be able to use my Windows computer to view it versus my phone if I wanted to have a second screen or something that was a little bit more mobile in the field, just to give me that option. But as of now, you can use it on the actual app without a problem. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate that now really quickly. So basically all you need to do, guys, is go into your Wi-Fi settings on your phone. And once you go to your Wi-Fi settings, you will see that the network that is created, you'll see Accsoon, and then it'll have underscores, some numbers, and some letters. You will click on that. The password to connect, if you've never connected, it's just 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. It'll connect, and then once it's connected, as you can see, you just click on the application, and as you can see, I'm already live, okay? So had it not been live, let me just click out of here and show you what it looks like when you first get to the screen. So this is what it first looks like when you get there. If you click on that, it just has Wi-Fi 7 decoder upgrade. If you wanted to upgrade the software, you would click this drop down here to select what item you actually have. Since I have the CineView, I'll go ahead, that's what I clicked on, and then from here, once I click monitor, okay, so now you can see that I have a live feed of what I'm actually filming. So just imagine if 3 other people had the app, they can also catch the feed. That way they don't have to be on top of each other. People can actually see what's going on, make corrections, or make sure that everything is going good on set or whatever it is that you're filming. It also has some controls here. You can click on this item here, turn it to black and white. I'll let you guys play with those different things here, little waveforms there, little focus peaking, as well as like you can put some different LUTs. As you can see, I am shooting log on this particular video. So if I wanted to, I can kind of click a LUT to be able to show that. So in terms of latency, guys, the last set that I used had 150 millisecond latency rated as. So this particular set is rating itself at less than 60 milliseconds, okay? Which is when to be funny, oddly enough, I connected my computer to the transmitter, and I wanted to see if I could play my NBA 2K23, guys, real time, basically, because that, to me, I mean, obviously I can kind of I can record my screen or record a screen and the screen, but the true functionality, the true test for me was being able to get my controller and have those connected and see if I can notice any lag with me playing a game based off of what I'm pressing on the controller and what's happening on the screen. And I'll show you that as well in a second, so you can kind of see it does really, really good. If it's any lag, if it's less than 60 milliseconds, I didn't notice anything. It felt real time, as if my computer was connected directly to the TV. Oh, real quick before I forget, you can also, as you can see, this record button here, I can record what's being transmitted to my actual phone. So if I was to click this record button here, as you can see, we have a new timer that actually started at the top. You should be able to see that it's counting down. So basically I can kind of stop, and then once I go back to my phone here, let me just come out of this part and go to the gallery here. And as you can see, on my gallery is the video that I just recorded there, okay? So that's a pretty cool feature that you can do directly from the device as well. You can actually record the feed directly if you just kind of wanted to get a sample there, okay? Hey, what's up, my people? Welcome to the distance test. So I'm at my studio now, and what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna bore you with walking down 50 blocks in the neighborhood, because most people are never going to use their transmitter in that way. They're not going to be that far away from the camera. I can see if you were in 2 cars, and that's still a direct line of sight, so that's more of a use case. So how I would use it, because I have 2 studios here in the same building, But the thing is that one of my studios, as soon as you walk in the building, and the other studio is literally kind of all the way in the back. So if I had clients that did not want to be amongst everybody, especially with everything with the social distancing and that type of thing, I would have them in my front studio, kind of in one of the offices, and have the feed connected in my other studio, beaming back up to this way. So I've used Zoom in the past, obviously, because you just need an internet connection, but I wanted to see, because these transmitters have a distance of 500 feet, if, with it not being in the direct line of sight, if it can make it back to my back studio. So let's go ahead and do that now. So really quickly, here is what we have going here. So I have my phone, this wireless monitor set up here, okay? And I have my other camera that's going to be playing this video just on YouTube as we walk to the back. So we'll see how far we can make it back before it cuts out. So I'll go ahead and hit record on this camera as well. Okay. All right, guys, so let's take it. So let's start walking back now. And obviously my studio is all the way in the back. So let's see how far we can get before it actually cuts out there. Okay. So we are traveling from the back. Let's see where we are right now. Okay, still connected, as we can see on the screen. And let's bump this down some. Okay. So we are pretty much this far away from my front studio. And let's see how far we are going to make it. So now we are very close, guys. My studio is this next door on the left. All right, so we cut out. So it looks like we didn't make it all the way to the studio. Here's the studio space here. So basically, based off of that, we could not make it to the studio and still have this connected, basically. So it's definitely cut out at this point. So it was doing good, even though it was going through some walls there. So as I start back walking to the front of the building, let's see at what point it actually picks back up. Still showing unconnected, okay? So now it has picked back up, and that's kind of where we are. Okay, so that's it for the distance test. So in my use case, I would have to use another solution just because this particular building is walls and a lot of things going on. So I wouldn't be able to use this as a way to give a client a live feed from my front studio to my back studio. All right, so let's go back. So let's see how I can do this so you guys can kind of see. I'm gonna have to do a little split screen here so you can kind of see me pressing the button as well as, obviously I'm the Hawks, so let's just fast forward there. All right, so now as you can see, passing the ball, driving a little turbo. Yeah, he shouldn't have missed that. Oh, and one. All right, so let's shoot the free throw, guys. All right. All right, team, welcome back. So what are my final thoughts? My final thoughts is this, guys. They sent me this actually a couple months, but what I wanted to do, I didn't just pull it out the package and do a review right away. I wanted to use it for a little bit just to kind of make sure I kind of understood what this device was about, make sure from a reliability standpoint, it is what it is, what they say it is. And so far, so good, guys. I've been able to kind of use this on different projects where I've had opportunities to have this set up as a monitoring station, being able to kind of see exactly what I'm doing, having things set up in that way. And I can say everything is on the up and up with this device. I love being able to have these powered by just simple Sony batteries that most people have. If you don't, they're very cost effective. You don't have to plug them in when you're on the go. I love the fact of having the application that you can kind of use, that other people can kind of download and also get the feed, guys. I love the fact that you can actually record some of the actual feed if you needed that. I love the fact that it does operate on 2 frequency bands, that you're able to use those interchangeably. It's smart. It does that interchangeably by itself. It's nothing that you have to think about and do. And the only thing, if I had to say anything about dislike, like I said, I don't like the fact that if I wanted this device to face me like this, is that this HDMI is actually on the opposite side versus on the side that I would think it would be on if it was facing me towards this way, okay? So that's really my only complaint, guys, about these devices. It's been pretty reliable for me. I've definitely been kind of putting this to its paces and getting some good use, and I will continue to get some good use from these things. If you're interested, feel free to check out the links to look at some more information. Once again, don't just get it because I say so. Do some research, make sure it's the best option for you, and go from there. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And that's it, guys. Hope all is well. Take care.